3952. Who has final authority to accept or decline any land and hold short LAHSO clearance? A. Pilot in command. B. Air traffic controller. C. Second in command. The correct answer is A. In land and hold short operations, LAHSO, the pilot in command, PIC, holds the final authority to accept or decline any LAHSO clearance. The pilot in command is the highest-ranking individual aboard the aircraft and is responsible for the safe operation of the flight. When an air traffic controller offers a LAHSO clearance to the pilot, it is ultimately the pilot in command who assesses the situation and determines whether it is safe and appropriate to accept the clearance. The pilot in command takes into account various factors, including the aircraft's performance capabilities, weather conditions, runway length, available stopping distance, and other relevant considerations. The pilot in command has the ultimate responsibility for the safety of the flight and all individuals on board. They have the final say in accepting or declining any clearance, including a LAHSO clearance, based on their professional judgment and their assessment of the conditions and risks involved. 3953. When should pilots decline a land and hold short LAHSO clearance? A. When it will compromise safety. B. Only when the tower operator concurs. C. Pilots cannot decline clearance. The correct answer is A. Pilots should decline a land and hold short LAHSO clearance when accepting it would compromise safety. The primary responsibility of pilots is to ensure the safety of the flight, the aircraft, and all individuals on board. While air traffic controllers provide clearances and instructions, pilots are ultimately responsible for making operational decisions that prioritize safety. If a pilot determines that accepting a LAHSO clearance could potentially jeopardize the safety of the flight, they have the authority and obligation to decline the clearance. There can be various situations in which pilots may choose to decline a LAHSO clearance. Some possible scenarios include insufficient runway length. If the available runway length is not adequate for the aircraft's performance capabilities or the prevailing conditions, accepting a LAHSO clearance could compromise the safe landing or stopping distance. Weather conditions. If there are adverse weather conditions, such as strong crosswinds, poor visibility, or heavy precipitation, accepting a LAHSO clearance may pose an unnecessary risk. Mechanical issues. If there are any concerns or malfunctions with the aircraft that could affect its performance or ability to safely execute the LAHSO procedure, pilots should decline the clearance. Inadequate experience or familiarity. If the pilot or the crew is not sufficiently trained, experienced, or familiar with LAHSO operations, declining the clearance is a prudent decision to avoid potential errors or confusion. In all such cases, pilots should prioritize safety over any clearance or instruction. They have the authority and responsibility to decline a LAHSO clearance if they determine that accepting it would compromise the safety of the flight. 3954. Where is the available landing distance, ALD, data published for an airport that utilizes land and hold short operations, LAHSO? A. Special Notices section of the Chart Supplement U.S. B. 14 CFR Part 91, General Operating and Flight Rules. C. Aeronautical Information Manual, AIM. The correct answer is A. The available landing distance, ALD, data for an airport that utilizes land and hold short operations, LAHSO, is published in the Special Notices section of the Chart Supplement U.S. The Chart Supplement U.S., formerly known as the Airport/Facility Directory, A/FD, provides important information about airports, facilities, and procedures in the United States. The Special Notices section of the Chart Supplement U.S. contains specific information and updates regarding airport operations, including LAHSO procedures. This section provides details about airports where LAHSO operations are conducted, along with the applicable ALD data. The ALD data is crucial for pilots as it helps them determine the available landing distance on a runway that is involved in LAHSO operations. This information allows pilots to assess whether they have sufficient landing distance available considering the shortened landing distance due to the hold short requirement. It's important for pilots to consult the Special Notices section of the Chart Supplement U.S. for the latest ALD data and any other relevant information regarding LAHSO operations at a specific airport. This ensures that pilots have access to the necessary information to make informed decisions and operate safely within the LAHSO framework. 3955. What is the minimum visibility for a pilot to receive a land and hold short LAHSO clearance? A. 3 nautical miles. B. 3 statute miles. C. 1 statute mile. The correct answer is B. To receive a land and hold short LAHSO clearance, the pilot must have a minimum visibility of 3 statute miles. Visibility refers to the horizontal distance over which objects can be seen and identified. It is an essential factor in aviation operations, particularly during approaches, landings, and takeoffs. The visibility requirement for LAHSO operations is typically higher compared to standard visual flight rules, VFR, operations. This increased minimum visibility ensures that pilots have sufficient visual references and situational awareness to safely perform the LAHSO procedures and comply with the hold short instructions. It's worth noting that the visibility requirement can vary based on specific operational considerations and airport procedures. Therefore, it is essential for pilots to consult the relevant publications, such as the Aeronautical Information Manual, AM, and the specific airport's procedures, to confirm the visibility requirements for LAHSO operations at a particular location. 3955-1. When approaching taxiway holding lines from the side with the continuous lines, the pilot A. may continue taxiing. B. should not cross the lines without ATC clearance. C. should continue taxiing until all parts of the aircraft have crossed the lines. The correct answer is B. When a pilot approaches taxiway holding lines from the side with continuous lines, it indicates that the pilot must not cross those lines without proper clearance from Air Traffic Control, ATC. Continuous taxiway holding lines serve as a visual indication that the aircraft must come to a stop and await instructions from ATC before proceeding. These continuous lines are typically painted on the taxiway pavement and are designed to mark the boundary where the aircraft should hold or stop. They are meant to ensure separation and prevent any conflicts with other aircraft, vehicles, or operations on the intersecting taxiway or runway. Therefore, when a pilot is approaching taxiway holding lines from the side with continuous lines, they should not cross those lines without receiving explicit permission or clearance from ATC. The pilot must come to a stop and await instructions, which may include further taxi instructions, clearance to cross the holding lines, or further coordination with ATC.